Hey, good morning. Ken Watkins, Operations Chief, down on the south zone of the fire. Uh, I'll start by talking a little bit about what occurred overnight, and then we'll get in for our plan of action for today. I just wanted to describe again the zone concept for what I'll be briefing on. So if you see on the map here these barbell type symbols, that is the zone break, and Southwest Team 3 has responsibility for managing the fire to the south of that. So basically, that is the break between Mora and San Miguel County. And as we work to the northwest, Penasco Blanco, that is on the south zone here, and then it kind of takes a line from there straight up towards Enchanted Lake. So for night shift, last night we had predicted winds that were going to be out of the east and possibly substantial. We were prepared for that. A lot of the activity yesterday and the recommendation to move into go status for some communities there in the Pecos River Valley were based on the potential to have some significant east winds and then some winds again today. We really lucked out, and on the ground, as far as the observations from our folks, that wind never quite got lined up correct, or just in the way to really push wind down into the Pecos River Valley there. So overnight it was fairly quiet. Underneath Boreas Peak and to the west of Boreas Peak, our crews there continued to try to secure the fire line. The fire did push out of some of the areas that they've been working for the last 10 days to secure, but maybe not as far quite yet as what we had thought and what was definitely possible last night. So that's a good thing. So they did some work continuing to secure south of Boreas Peak. Secure the fire's edge throughout there on our containment line throughout the night, and then they also patrolled last night the northern part of the zone and the eastern part of the zone, and that was very, very quiet overnight. Looking into today and our lineup for today for planned action, I'll start up here in the northwest part of our zone in the Rosciata and Gascon areas. Yesterday, again, a lot of progress is being made in there, and we're going to continue that today. There's still areas throughout there that maybe when the fire first went through, over the last week or so, didn't burn, and then it hits the right wind or the right conditions, and then it begins to reburn. We had a couple of those yesterday, and we're going to continue to be vigilant in there. We have folks in there, and yesterday, as soon as they showed up, they were able to secure those areas. That'll be much the same plan today. We're going to continue to secure those areas and just continue to mop up and secure in the Rosciata area and Gascon. And we're going to continue that probably for the next few days. It is looking really good in there, though. There's still work to do. Coming across the northern part of the zone and then on the east, heading south, yesterday was the first day, and probably since this fire started, that there hasn't been heat over on this eastern side. We didn't really observe any. And that was a good thing. Still continue to work and monitor and patrol in there. I don't think it's all done yet, but it is looking really good. A lot of these areas, especially down in Gallinas Canyon, that's been the one that seems to keep popping up, but that was quiet yesterday. They'll continue to do that work today, and then working onto the southern flank, or the southern side of the fire. We'll continue the same stuff in there, securing, monitoring, patrolling. This also is looking very good. Down here on the south, before we transition into the Pecos Valley, we are continuing to put some contingency line to the south, and the reason we're doing that is this fire has pretty consistently exceeded expectations. So if anything becomes more active, or if the fire does decide it wants to wrap around in the future, we're not expecting it today, we'll be ready and have a line there to try to limit that fire progression. Into the Pecos River drainage there in the Pecos River Valley. we're going to continue along these lines here. This, like I said before, some of this fire had pushed out, and we were very prepared to, for that to happen. Today, we're going to continue to evaluate the options in there. They're flying it right now, and our crews are getting in place and transitioning with night shift. We're going to continue to see if our lines and our containment features are still valid. It was just a really busy day up there as far as fire behavior yesterday. So we're going to continue to look and see if there's opportunities in here to re-engage. Outside of that, we're also continuing to look at other options in some of these road systems. This green line on the map as an alternate containment feature. And we're going to continue to evaluate that. One of the risks today, it's a good time to mention it, is thunderstorm development. So maybe not thunderstorms themselves, from what I understand from our weather folks, but as far as the buildup here right on the crest. And really what that, it makes it difficult for us to engage our folks and to have them out there in those places when those are building. And it's not really the thunderstorm so much. That's just where they build, and as they start to push off to the east, they'll send downflow winds that are very erratic. They're predicting they could be 60 to 70 miles an hour. No telling if they'll occur or where they'll occur during that process, but it's just today is going to be a very measured approach to committing our firefighters in these areas. On the high ground here, Skyline Trail and down to Boreas Peak. So we're going to keep an eye on that, and we're going to engage and on our containment features as possible. And then we're going to continue to develop a look at some other lines that'll work. If those won't work, we'll try to find areas where we can start building more containment line. Up into Division Delta, it's much the same story. We're gonna be really measured in how we engage our firefighters up there as well today with the weather forecast. Most of this dozer line that they've been up there kind of grinding and grueling through on that country is still held, and it's still valid. And by that I mean the fire has not moved past our containment line to the west. So we'll engage and continue to engage up there as we can throughout the day. We also have a structure group down in the east side of the Pecos River drainage here, and they have been up and down these corridors throughout the communities, and they have just been engaging in the what we would call triage, but basically looking at those places and doing the work that we can to help them if the fire does get to it if in the future, and then setting up like water systems, sprinklers, pumps, hose lays, that kind of thing. So they have been in Bull Canyon, Cow Creek, Upper and Lower Colonias, and they've been working through that for the last handful of shifts, and they'll continue there, and then they'll continue working their way down west and starting that evaluation process down in the in the river drainage itself, and working to the north throughout that area. We also have the potential for initial attack today because of the thunderstorm development and potential lightning. So we have a group of our folks identified that if we do get lightning and fire from that we'll be able to respond to that as well. So that's it for today. Thank you. Have a good one.